guys, welcome back. I'm going to run through my impressions of the Ubisoft press conference. I know I haven't done Microsoft yet. That will be coming right after this. I was at work when the Microsoft one was on. First thing I have to say is that was a really long press conference. What time is it now? It's about 2 hours long. And they showed a lot of great stuff. I really enjoyed most of the games they showed, but they padded it out with stuff that just didn't need to be there. Like the other ones, I'm not going to cover every aspect of every game, just mainly the stuff that interests me, and just quick rundowns of other stuff that is very relevant. So we opened with Ghost Recon Wildlands, a game I've been excited about. Looks kind of like a cooperative open-world Far Cry. Based on the footage we saw today, it looks like the gameplay could be really cool. It was another kind of stilted commentary over video track thing where no one really talks like that, but they felt that they had to keep talking Tango down, and he's going from the east side, that kind of thing. The overall game looked alright. Looked like it took itself very seriously. Could have done with a little more levity. And the guy on stage kept talking about cocaine. Talked a whole lot about cocaine to the point where I started to get suspicious. I just have, in all caps in my notes, cocaine. Then we move straight into South Park, the Fractured Butthole. The Fractured Butthole. It's never really been my kind of humor. It's not my thing. But I actually really did enjoy Stick of Truth. Had a lot of great things about it. The battle system was actually fun. I played it on PC. The game actually ran well, and it made me belly laugh more than I would care to admit. This one covers superheroes instead of high fantasy. Your character, of course, being berated by Cartman, and you get to choose your own abilities and stuff. And you have farts that tear through time. Next up was The Division, a game that I got at launch that I kind of fell out of pretty quickly. I put about 30 hours into it mainly, but once I got into the loot grind, it became Destiny, to where if you don't keep up with it every day and keep getting new gear, you're going to fall behind, and it's just not going to be any fun. They showed one expansion called The Underground, which they had already talked about, but they really didn't say much about it. Also, you get 3 new exclusive outfits, so there's something I could give 2 craps about. Then they moved into a new expansion called Survival, which had a cool CG trailer. I still don't know anything about the actual game mode. It looked like low resources of run for your life kind of thing, which could add an interesting wrinkle to the Division. After this, they actually moved into VR for quite a little while. They brought out Palmer Luckey, founder of Oculus, and 5 other people to strap devices to their heads and invite the mockery of the internet through GIF form. Game looked alright. Eagle Flight. It's like a capture the flag, except you're birds. I've actually done flying games in VR. They're really cool, so just the act of flying is neat. Hopefully the capture the flag holds up well in that format. The calls from the Eagles the whole time got really annoying. Right after that, they brought LeVar Burton out to talk about Star Trek. That was weird. There's a new game called Star Trek Bridge Crew, where you are the crew on the bridge. This was one of the parts where the conference kind of dragged. It was cool they had these people, but to bring LeVar Burton out and talk about it for... Actually, I went downstairs and got a drink and then came back up and they were still talking and felt like I had missed nothing, so if that tells you anything. They then showed a CG trailer for For Honor. The game is called For Honor. I actually really like the CG trailer. Again, they showed gameplay after that, so it's okay. But the CG trailer was a Viking, a knight, and a samurai basically circling each other and fighting as time passed. It's like they were fighting over the ages. You're one of these factions, Vikings, Knights, or Samurai, and you're attacking other people's bases. You have your hero characters that you kind of carve through people like a Dynasty Warriors, but then you meet other player characters or other really strong NPCs, and it switches to a dueling type of sword fighting, which is actually really cool. You just match, I believe, directions on the right stick, and it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors reaction thing. The game looks beautiful. A lot of the contextual kills looked pretty cool, pushing people into like spiked walls or throwing them into fire, throwing them off buildings, and it showed the Viking as you were playing, as the person was playing as on stage, basically coming up on land D-Day style in their Viking boats, running through the crowd, scaling a wall, going over, killing a general, throwing him over the side, opening the gate so his army could get through. And after his army destroyed everyone, he went and found the main boss, whether that's a player character or not. Went and found the main boss, and they had like a one-on-one duel by themselves, and it was a cool style. I don't know how that's going to work out exactly PvP-wise, or if the game is really going to look like that, but from what they showed, it looked very interesting. I'd recommend checking it out. And that comes out Valentine's Day, so wonderful gift if you're not a Persona fan. They also announced Trials of the Blood Dragon out now, which mixes the Blood Dragon aesthetic from that Far Cry 3 DLC, the cheesy 80s movie with the game Trials Fusion or Trials Evolution. So really cheesy 80s action with the Trials gameplay, which I'm actually down for. And the Swedish guy on stage gave us the quote of the night, which was, "Trials and Blood Dragon made a baby together." I can get down with that. After this, they showed Watch Dogs 2, which of course takes place in San Francisco. The game looks like it has much more personality than the first one, when you played as Aiden Pierce and had your trench coat up and your hat down and you just killed people for freedom. That guy was kind of a wet blanket. Your new character, Marcus Holloway, looks much more like a... He doesn't look like a good person, but he looks kind of like a freedom fighter, I guess you would call him. But the gameplay looked really cool running around San Francisco. You have a drone where you can spy in through buildings before infiltrating them. You've got a little RC car you can use to distract people. It looked much more like less running up and shooting and more like stealthy puzzling your way through things. It reminded me actually a little strangely of Dishonored 2 in its own special way, but my favorite part was when right before he infiltrated the building, put his headphones in, started listening to some hip-hop. That it showed the game didn't take itself nearly as seriously as the first one, which I really appreciate because that game was superly over serious. Super overly serious. They then finished up with a open world sports action game called Steep, to where you drop into the top of a mountain. It's not really an MMO, but you can see a bunch of people in the world. You can either ski or snowboard or wingsuit and create new challenges and new paths and save all your replays and photo modes, and it looks like a way just to share extreme sports with each other. Actually looked like it would be a really cool VR game / really terrifying VR game with all the wingsuiting and everything. It looked like it could be fun. It didn't seem to really have any personality, but if the open world sharing and connection works as well as it is supposed to, it seems like it could really find an audience. I don't know if I would be the audience, but it seems like it could find one. Alrighty guys, that was my rundown of the Ubisoft conference. Hope you enjoyed it. Please watch my other ones that'll be linked to at the end of this video. I'm going to go catch up on Microsoft and do that one next, so be looking for it. Thanks guys.